everybody, this is Off to Battle, and I am doing a little Clutch Claw 101. So, the Great Jagras should be passing by this area because this is where he always passes. I'm holding down the left trigger on a PlayStation controller. This is aiming the slinger. The Great Jagras is a great example for us, no pun intended, because we can do this. Now, what did I just do? I did a flint shot on his head. I'm not focusing on killing the monster right now. Just ignore the trap over there. It's not important. This is an Iceborne Great Jagras. Now, whenever you do that, and that's using this and then using the clutch shot, I'm using the circle button on a PlayStation controller. There are equivalents and other stuff. So, every time you do this, see, if you look at the lower left, the icon, EYE, it's still yellow. But every time you do this Clutch Claw, there is an internal meter. And it's a meter with a value of 100 at the top. Now here he's... Now he's running off. Okay. He wants to eat. That's why he goes on that route every single time. So, every time that you do a Clutch Claw and attach to the head, and then you slap and turn him 90 degrees, that adds 25 to the meter. Every time you do the flint shot, I cannot do it again without more. There we go, stone. Oh yeah, actually, I'm using a capacitor increase. In the latest version of the game, in the last version of the game, because it's not going to get more updates, if you do a flint shot and it's going to take 15 of a certain type of ammo, like a red pits, you're not going to use more than 15 if you have a capacity of over 15. So here I have 35 stone instead of 20. If I do a flint shot and put this guy into something solid, then it's going to cost me 20 stone. I will still have 15 and be able to do other stuff. Now here's an excellent opportunity, and I can do the other one. And I messed it up. Now this is just using the triangle button when I have an opportunity like this. So now the head is what they call tenderized. It is a weak spot, and I can do more damage if I hit it, and I'm not hitting it because I'm not reaching. Let's see if we can actually tenderize the body. But if that roll hits me, then I will be knocked off, and that will be bad for me. I'm trying not to let him get easy hits. So it must be his back that I have available to. Oh, and he's going to go to sleep now, so... Because I'm not hitting weak points, that's not doing special damage. So I'm going to try and tenderize again. Oh, that's right, because I'm using a light weapon, it actually takes 2 hits on the same spot to tenderize. Because I'm not using a special item to make that easy. So let's do this some more, and I'm getting ammunition from it, but there we go. Now we see weaknesses. Now, because there's been a decay of that meter, I should be able to, if I can actually get him, I should be able to turn him once and then wall back. Okay. Because he's not enraged yet. Now, in principle, if you get one wall bang from one turn... Ah, there we're getting the start of... you see that yeah, we've got a weak point in the stomach here, and you see the little dots on the diagonals. That's showing that I'm hitting a weakness. That is important for the weakness exploit skill, but also just in general, you're softening the hit sense. I'm going to just sharpen my blade because it's become dulled. So I'm doing this in very, very early Iceborne Well, it's a little less early now, but the point is that this is still the Iceborne Great Jaguars, the lowest of the low, but an Iceborne. But, okay, I don't really want to mess with him. So this Jaguars is coming this way. He's not enraged yet. And he's going quite fast. So the point is, if I do another wall bang, it will have been 25 plus 50 because the wall bangs are worth 50. And then it'll be another 50 that would put me over 100. So if it goes over 100, then the monster is enraged. So if you're in a situation like this, then I can probably not get another bang unless he's directly in the path of some kind of... Ah! See, the icon changed red, so he is now enraged, but because he's like that, I'm going to tenderize here, and because I'm using a light weapon, what I can get is this ammo, this piercing pod, but I have to actually tenderize twice before it actually creates the weak spot. So, now he's moving again, and that's because I'm focusing on talking rather than on killing, but that's fine. So the point is that most of the trickery with the light weapons has to do with these slinger ammo pods. Now, I've pressed the left trigger and I'm pressing down on the right stick. And because that I'm unsheathed, because I have my weapon drawn, I can do that. Now I'm using the piercing pod with the slinger burst, and that is an Iceborne edition. And this is very good for flinching, and you can go into new moves if you're able to. And there I get hit for the first time. Now the thing is that if the monster somehow hits you and knocks you off, or roars, then you're going to just get smacked off. So here I'm just trying to tenderize as much as possible while I still have time. At a certain point in the fight... Okay, this is the Claw Stagger, the so-called Clagger. I don't have a wall to go and deal with sending him for more damage. So I'm just using it to get as much damage as I can. And there I got a trip, because I did too much damage to his arm. I seem to be doing enough damage to his head. So I'm just doing very steady damage. Although, hard to see the actual damage numbers. And there, I did that again. Now, he's going to be staggered for longer if you claw him during this state. And you see from the hot breath that he was enraged, but now he's trying to go off to sleep off the wounds. So all that damage that I did definitely counted. And now the fight is basically over at this point. I say that because I have serious weapons, I'm at full health, and this is just Great Jaguars, but it can still hit you and hurt you. So, at this point, can I get any ammunition? I'm looking around for ammunition. Slinger Torch, that's one that causes flame. This is the wood pit. So, this is a good example. Because he has to go through a waking up process, if you're like this, now I can do triple damage in his sleep, but I can also just flint shot, and as you see, sleep resets things like the enragement, or at least they would tend to. So now I'm just doing the damage to finish him off. I've got certain parts still tenderized. There we go. So that's the basics of how to use the Clutch Claw. You can only use it against so-called large monsters. So bosses. You cannot use it in order to clutch to small... Well, that's one of my own guys, rather. You cannot use the Clutch Claw. Well, actually, it does some token damage, but that's Very little. So, yeah, it's not for actually fighting like this. It's just for setting stuff up. Always carve your kills wherever possible. And that's pretty much it. So that's the 101. That's the Clutch Claw. It is not for dummies, because everybody who's new doesn't know anything until you learn it. That's just how it is for everybody. So nobody's a dummy. We're all newbies when we start. Take care. Have fun at that.